Hey guys, well today we're going to start reviewing waves. We talked about waves earlier in the year, and we're going to talk about them again and get to learn more about them this week, the rest of this week. So we'll spend the next 4 days talking just about waves. And so we'll start off in your slides today with a video. Make sure you watch your video today, and then
to find out why.
And we've got a little text we're going to read and answer some questions on. And so I'm going to read this with you. If you don't want to listen to me read it with you, then you can go ahead and read it yourself and answer the questions today. There'll just be 5 questions. But you might want to listen to me. So this is a text from ReadWorks called Sound Waves. Light and sound both travel through mediums. A medium is a substance that light or sound can travel through, like a solid, a liquid, or a gas. However, there is a difference. Sound must have a medium to travel through, a solid, liquid, or a gas. So sound has to have one of those, solid, liquid, or gas. Sound can travel through the wall. You can hear your somebody in your family talking through the wall, can't you? Sound can travel through a liquid. If you speak under the pool, you can still hear it. It can travel through gas, which is the air we breathe is a gas. So you can hear me because sound waves are traveling through the air between us now, or the gas between us. Light, on the other hand, does not need a medium. Light can travel through the emptiness or the vacuum of outer space. Sound cannot. In outer space, there's no sound. That's weird, isn't it? If you were in outer space and you blasted off your rocket, you wouldn't hear anything in outer space because it has no medium to travel on. Space is a vacuum. There's no air there. And so when you watch Star Wars and you see the things take off in outer space, that wouldn't happen. There'd be no sound in outer space because there's no medium for the sound waves to travel through. The speed at which light and sound travel is also different. Light travels much faster than sound. There are important ways that light and sound are similar. They're both forms of energy, that travel in waves. There are also other similarities. Light waves can be different lengths. Some are long and some are short. It's the length of a light wave that makes it appear to be a particular color. So we talked about this earlier in the year when we looked at the electromagnetic spectrum. We looked at the colors of white light being split into the different shades, and each shade has its own wavelength. Perhaps you're wondering whether sound waves differ from one another. Imagine these two sounds, a baby crying for its mother and an adult yelling. Both of these are sounds. They're loud sounds, aren't they? The sound waves of each travel through the same medium, air, so they're alike in that way. But a baby crying surely sounds different than an adult yelling. The baby makes a high-pitched screeching sound. When an adult yells, it's a low, deep-pitched tone. Could this difference in pitch, or how high or how low a sound is, could this difference in pitch or how high or low a sound is come from different kinds of sound waves? The answer is yes, and it has to do with the length of the sound waves. It helps if we first understand how vibrations affect sound waves. Faster vibrations produce shorter sound waves, which make sound with higher pitch. The baby's screeching sound vibrates very rapidly, making shorter but more sound waves. Can you think of some other sounds that have a high pitch? Can you? Maybe like a bird chirping, or a little cat mewing, or a siren going by outside. Slower vibrations produce larger waves, which makes sounds with a lower pitch. Yelling voice makes longer, fewer waves, so you hear a lower pitch. Pitch describes the highness or lowness of a sound. Can you think of some sounds that have a low pitch? Maybe my voice has a low pitch. Darth Vader's voice for sure, right? Try changing your voice pitch. You do it when you sing. Sometimes you sing a song like Despacito. It goes down, doesn't it? I didn't sing that very well, sorry. But when we sing, we change the pitch in our tone. Can you speak in a high, squeaky voice? Don't do it too long. Your parents will get mad. Can you speak in a low, rumbling voice? You're changing the length of the sound waves you're producing. Those low sounds have long wavelengths, and those high sounds have short wavelengths. Here's that baby. Here's a picture of Bryson crying. No, it's not really. Sorry, Bryson has had to pick on you. Here's me mad at school. Since I'll pick on me too. Both of these sounds travel through the air. How are they different? Well, this is a man He looks pretty mad, doesn't he? I don't know what's wrong with him, but if he yells, it's going to be a lower pitch than a baby's cry. Now let's look at these pictures of these sound waves. So here's a bird, and this bird has a high pitch. So look at the wavelength from one crest to the other. It's very short, isn't it? From wave to wave to wave, because it's a high pitch. Tweet, tweet, tweet. But a cow is moo. So it's got a low pitch, and the wavelength is much longer. How about a snake? It's short. It's a high pitch. A hiss is a high pitch. A tea kettle whistling. Your mom or grandma uses a tea kettle and whistles when the steam starts coming out. That's a high pitch. A fire engine is a high pitch with a short wavelength. A tuba produces a low pitch, so it's got a long wavelength. So the cow and the tuba are low pitch sounds with long wavelengths, and the rest of them are high pitch sounds with short wavelengths. So low pitch sounds have long wavelengths. High pitch sounds have short wavelengths. All right. Well, that wasn't a long text. You have just 5 questions about this text now to answer. Use the text to help you answer them. All right. Thanks for listening. We'll see you later.